Good morning or afternoon, I guess. Really depends on when you're seeing this. So today I'm going to show you how to make Guyanese plait bread. Well, plait is just another word for braid. So in case you didn't know that, and I'm going to make that today. So I'm going to show you. Let's go. I'm going to add 3.5 cups of flour in my handy dandy mixer. I've done it with my hand before, obviously, because I don't know if there's anybody out there that hasn't done that before. I know that's the normal way of doing things. Oops. This is 2. 3. I'm going to use a half. Oops. That should be good enough. If it's too much flour, I'll just add a little bit more milk because we're putting milk in this, not water. 1/4 cup of sugar. It is a sweet bread, which is nice. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of yeast. And also, the reason why I say handy dandy, it's not because I'm cheesy, because like it sounds ridiculous, but it just reminds me of when my son was little and he used to watch Blue's Clues, and it was always like that handy dandy notebook because it was always very handy to have. So that's where I get that reference from. Blue's Clues. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm going to put this dry stuff aside. I'm going to assemble all of the wet ingredients because we're going to put that in here. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of milk, and I'm going to warm it in the microwave. Thankfully, I bought some yesterday. I probably sound a little different because I woke up not long ago, so I still have my morning voice on. I'm going to go warm that up in the microwave. So coming straight out of the fridge, I put this in the microwave for 1.5 minutes to warm up, just to give you an idea as to how warm it should be. I'm going to add it into this little bowl here. I'm also going to warm up and melt 1/4 cup of butter. So I melted the butter. Oh my God, I can't speak. It's morning. Okay, I melted the butter. I'm going to add it here into the 1/4 cup, and I'm putting that in here. Okay, 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract, but I don't have that because I ran out because I was baking this weekend. So I have vanilla bean paste. So I'm going to use that instead. I can't imagine it's, God. I can't imagine it's going to be that much different. If anything, it'll probably be better. So it actually calls for 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. Okay, so I'm going to manually just mix this up so that it's nicely combined first before I put the wet ingredients in. We're going to be using the hook because we have the dough. And I'm going to be adding this here into it. There. Grab my hook. And start. Okay, so it's done mixing. Here is the texture you're looking for. Nice and soft. We're going to be kneading it just very slightly with some flour on here. So, but I just want to show you what it would look like coming out of the mixer. I mixed it probably for about 5 minutes. I started with low, then I put it on medium, and then I ended it with high. So here it is. It's still sticky, but that's why we're going to roll it a little bit with some flour. Grab all of that. I'm going to show you that. Okay, so we're going to lightly flour our surface. Put that down there. Kind of roll it like that so that it grab some of the stickiness. So now that the flour is on there, it's easier to like hold and work with. And see how like nice and soft it is now? This is what you're looking for. Oh, it's like hanging over here. I'm going to put this in a greased bowl and I'm going to let it rise for about an hour and a half. Look how it's so soft. That is what you're looking for. I just want to give you another little angle of that. Okay, so I have my bowl here and I'm going to grab a little bit of oil and just mix that. I'm going to go grab a paper towel, and should have been prepared, I guess. But anyway, here's my paper towel. So what I do is I grab this and I mix it all up like this. Then I'm going to add my dough into that. And I'm going to put the saran wrap on top of here, and then I'm going to let it rise. So I've got my saran wrap. Just grab like that. Flip it over. Again. And I'm going to put it on my stove to let it rise for an hour and a half. So an hour and a half has passed, and look, it's doubled in size, which is exactly what we want to do. So I'm going to uncover this. We're going to burst the bubbles in here. So I'm just going to put it there like that. Oh, can't even see. My handprints were in there. Oh, it's so nice and soft with that. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to cut like a little piece. So we're going to have to cut 3 pieces plus a little strip on the top just to make it a little bit fancy. But okay, so I'm going to cut a small little strip for the top piece. I'll roll it, make it even. But that's just something I'm going to do. I'll put that on the side. Then now we're going to take this piece and cut 3 pieces as evenly as possible. So, because we're going to plait the bread, in case you didn't know that already. 3 pieces. There. So now we're just going to like roll it, try to make it like as even as possible. Just like a little piece like that. Same with this piece. This is probably not the proper technique, but it's getting the job done. There we go. And then we're going to smush this one here like this. Smush is also probably not the proper word to say, but this is how I say it. Okay, so now I'm going to make it come down a bit more so you can actually see what's going on here. Okay, so I'm going to flatten these 3 pieces because that's kind of like where the start is of the plait. And then we're just literally going to braid it. So 1 piece over, then this piece over, then this piece over. Maybe I can just make it a little bit tighter like that. This piece and this piece. See? This top piece might not look as pretty, but we're getting there. Like this, like this. See? So we're just doing a nice 1 big long braid. And then we connect the very ends here like this. So now that we have it like this, I'm going to grab this other piece here as a special little piece just to make it look like fancy. It's longer than we should. And just like put it to the bottom here. See that? Grab that, put that at the bottom. Kind of flatten it out like this. And then we're going to add it to our parchment paper as best as we can here. We're going to try to transfer that over. Maybe I should have just did it on there, but that's okay. There. And we're going to let this rest now. I'll push that over a little bit. Wet paper towel on top. And we're going to let it rise. We don't want it to dry out. That's why we have this on top. and rise for 30 minutes. Popping in and out of like this. Okay, 30 minutes now, and look how big it is now. Isn't that beautiful? So I'm going to put that in the oven now and cook it for about 30 to 35 more minutes, and then you're going to see the final result. The bread is done. Look at the plait bread. Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to set it down, and I'm going to get some butter, and I'm going to just drizzle it on there and let it set and cool because it's obviously right out of the oven. Okay, so I just grabbed some, and I'm going to brush it. I guess I said drizzle, but I meant brush. Like, look how beautiful it already is turning out. There. Try to get all of the spots. Coat it with butter. You know what I'm going to be using this for. The moment of truth. I'm going to cut up this plait bread. It's still warm. But I just want to show you. Look at that. I'm so excited. Guys, look what I have. Pepper pot and homemade plait bread. You know I'm dipping. You know I'm dipping. Look at all this goodness. Oh my God. This is like heaven. Guys. And so I just wanted to show you guys a little bit